Hey guys, this is Razor from Razor's Edge, and this is a dev interview for the game Misfits. Now we're going to do some gameplay. We're also going to talk with the devs about some of the history of this game, where it's headed. I will let you know the only way to get this game right now is through their Discord. Now, the game, I will be pushing this over to YouTube. So if you go to the YouTube channel, in the comments, you'll see on my website, the game channel, the video that we're about to do, and all the information from the developers on where you can get the game, where they're heading. You'll see. So hold on just a second. Let me hop up in the channel and we'll get this started.
After it's been recorded.
We need to reset. Or maybe I need to reset?
Alright guys, we are live.
Hello.
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 Hi there.
Alright, so I'm gonna browse match and find you guys. Wow. Alright, so I've talked a lot about the basics of the game. It's a first-person shooter. And I'm going to ask you some questions. We're going to talk a little bit about this game. Told them that basically I'm getting shot at. But hold on, let me pull up my questions. Alright.
So I hope you said, did you just say first-person shooter?
Third-person shooter.
Third-person shooter. Or I'm looking at the screen saying first-person shooter. All right, so tell me a little bit. First of all, how was the game born?
Well, when two game devs love very much.
This is PG-13.
Yeah, PG-13.
No, it's all the brainchild of an accident.
So
Really?
like the concept was coming up with a third-person shooter game that was more arena-based, and we, the idea was to kind of come up with a game similar to like a Gears of War, but more elevated movement, and it kind of like turned into what you see right now because of originally it was just myself, and then one of the devs that was not here currently, but when we started getting everybody on, everyone had added their little bits to the game, and then it just kind of mutated into this. We decided to get rid of all the cover movement and then just really just focus on the actual gameplay movement and the speed of the character.
Yeah, I'm showing some of that off right now. So, what's the development been like so far? I know you guys all have full-time jobs, so how does that work out?
It's tough. It's definitely tough to manage, working on other projects or whatever it is to kind of like do what we're doing here, because the dream really was just to kind of leave the big studios and just create our own studio, and not have people tell us what to do. So this was kind of our way of like, flipping the bird and kind of focusing on our own stuff and really trying to make it, just trying to see if we can actually do it on our own.
Right. All right. Well, that leads to my second question. What makes this game special?
You know what? I'm going to let some of the other guys talk about that. What do you guys think that makes this game special?
I think one of the taglines that I've been throwing out there when I pitch it to people is that we're a third-person shooter that handles like a third-person platformer. We have some really tight controls over our characters, which is kind of unique to a third-person shooter, I feel.
That's cool. And I agree. I mean, I played so far. I love the fact that I've got I got you. No, I didn't. We both got each other. So, I mean, I like the fact.
Just back out.
I like the fact that a lot of this is destructible.
Headshot.
Oh, you guys are ganging up on me. The items blow up. I mean, literally. Windows.
You just made my highlight reel.
Are you guys letting me kill? Oh, there.
Definitely not.
All right. What games influence you the most? I think you said that. We can skip that one. As an indie studio, what do you think you guys do differently than a big studio? That's always a question I ask indie devs. Did you get that?
Don't everyone jump on that question at once.
Yeah. I mean, I can say something, but I kind of want them to. You want to say anything?
So as far as being indie versus being a big studio, one of the major differences is, at least for us right now, is not having a publisher, which means also not having someone who's actually backing you with game financially. So basically, we don't really have to answer to anybody other than ourselves. It means we're not really limited to a specific sort of schedule or release date other than what we set. So we can decide, for the most part, when the game is ready enough to be released.
Right. And
Which, as you know, we're aiming towards August for that.
So, like, just to kind of echo on what Bumblebee was saying there, huge thing that's like going against this is the funding and the PR. Where because we're such a small team and we're developers and not PR people, it's been definitely a huge issue for us to actually get the support that we need, get the players that we need in game to actually play test and whatnot, because we are doing a closed alpha at this point.
right, and that's one of the things I let them know is that the only way to get involved right now is through the Discord, which I will post on the webpage after I kill this guy.
And the Indiegogo, they can definitely get involved.
I'm out of rounds.
Yeah, so
Any funny stories or wild moments during development? Besides the one I just saw with the stockpile on the last map.
We've had a whole lot of funny stories.
oh yeah.
I mean, development itself comes with pretty much every game while you're developing. Even if you're an amazing team who creates amazing things, you're always going to have those random bugs that just out of nowhere. And like sometimes they're easy to fix, sometimes they're not. So we've had like bugs where like the body parts of our characters would like fly off into the sky when you died. Right now we've got an interesting bug where people are dying but they're still standing up. We call that the Jesus pose death.
Yeah.
I think we had one where people would go into the ragdoll and would be flopping around on the floor because they were still being controlled. That was a pretty good one.
Yep. So someone would kill you, and for you, you wouldn't die, so you would still run around, but everybody sees you dead and like running, just sliding around as a corpse.
Right.
Thankfully, we haven't seen that one for a while.
Yeah.
Do
Just
you
like
think preserving older gameplay mechanics in new games is important? Does that make sense? I know it's a mouthful of question, but it's loaded.
No, that's something that we actually wanted to do, creating our modes, for sure. Like we wanted to make sure that when a player comes in, they are familiar with what's happening. So gameplay wise, oh yeah, I kind of know what's going on here. This is similar to like a capture the flag, but it's different. Or this is similar to a team deathmatch, but it's a little bit different. So it gives you that little taste of, oh, okay, they have something here that's a little bit unique to them. But as a new player coming in, it's really easy for them to pick up.
Okay. Oh, we're getting ready to start another match. So these matches are timed, and then you get your kill list, and Everybody gets their bragging rights. As of course you see I'm at the bottom. But to my defense, this is my first time playing. Well, first night. Are you gonna do this map or you want to do another one?
We can do map.
Yeah, show off different maps. Just not the sniper map.
Yeah, we have a variety of different maps. We just released an eighth map. So we had 7 for a little bit, but they range as far as like scale. So we have a lot of like close quarters matches. Or close quarters maps. We also have medium size and sniper range or size maps as well.
Match is up.
See it. Got it. What's your favorite memory as a gamer?
Favorite memory as a gamer? Ooh, this is gonna be a good one. Does
Anybody can
wanna
answer
start?
that one.
If you have one, go first. This is going to take a while. I have a long history of gaming.
I know we all do.
I'm 52. I got
think-
plenty of
I
memories.
think,
Go ahead.
man. Yeah.
What?
Now that
My
now that
age?
he says that.
It's,
I genuinely
it's a hard
feel
question.
bad for you.
I think we all have, like, it's, I mean, considering how many games you play over the course of 20, 30, 40 years, it's hard to, like, think of a single moment. I mean,
Well, let's skip that one. I mean, because we all have great memories of great games and what
I think we
influenced.
all
I mean,
remember,
because
like,
that kind of.
you know, I think we all remember, like, sitting on the couch with our friends with, 4 different controllers playing together. We all remember,
Some of us
Yeah.
remember
And
Atari.
that
Some of-
kind of influences
Oh, yeah.
your development. I mean, I was a developer as well, and you definitely, your old games that you play definitely influence how you want your game. You take the best of all the games you played,
yeah,
and of your favorite genre, and put those together. Well, how about this?
I think for me, like what made me want to become a developer was playing and actually making games. I mean, I've played tons of games, and a lot of games have influenced me over time, but I think what kind of made it so that I wanted to be a game developer was playing GoldenEye. That's really kind of what, for me, that's what sparked it. Playing four-person mode in GoldenEye on Nintendo, and it was just that right there. That was it for me. I was constantly playing Odd Job and like running around,
I genuinely
throwing
feel
proximity
bad for
mines
you.
everywhere, and just even though my friends would be able to see me and like kind of like look at what I was doing on split screen, they still didn't know where I was placing those proximity mines.
Right.
That was kind of it.
Well, here's a toughie. Who do you think will enjoy this game the most?
Everyone.
Yeah, you know what? Right now, like I kind of feel like everything is going towards the same game now with all the battle royale type stuff. Prior to that, everybody was like making a bunch of
MMOs.
3D type. I mean, on just like the first-person shooter genres, like they
Whoa,
were
that
always
was
making
totes
gritty type
amazing.
games, and it was all like exosuits at the time when we first started making this game, which is why we wanted to go with it. I wanted to go with a third-person shooter, and now it's just everything's flooded with battle royale, and there's really nothing in the market right now that's in our space. A third-person arena shooter. Like kind of an homage to the old school arena shooters at the time, but using different game modes and doing something different, but still having those elevated gameplay spaces and multiple route points and things like that. And eventually, we're going to start adding more platformer type elements and mutators and boosts that is just I think it's gonna make this game stand out even more.
Yep. could definitely agree with that. How do you want this game to be remembered?
I don't want it to be forgotten.
Well, that's a good answer.
Fondly,
That was
obviously.
another loaded question.
Well, it's like the game is, I mean, in several ways, the game is kind of like a blast from the past as far as like arena shooters. You don't see too many arena shooters right now. These days, it's all been like those military style shooters and the battle royale and all that kind of thing. So, for example, one of the games we're kind of throwing back to obviously is Unreal Tournament and or Quake, but at the same time, we're putting a much more modern kind of twist on it. So we want to be remembered as something that brings back some memories of playing, but also stands apart as something that's I don't want to seem like more like relevant to the time, but like something that's
They can still surprise you.
Yeah, like we're not just remaking the old thing; we're still doing our own thing. And so we want it to be remembered as a studio that wants to mesh together the familiar and the new.
That's cool. I like that. Oh, I actually climbed successfully. Hold on, I gotta show that again. There we go. Oh, don't kill me! I didn't get a chance to use the plasma again.
I was just looking for the climbing guy.
Nah, you saw the climbing guy.
Someone's echoing.
I don't know who that is.
Bring me back my money.
Test. I
Bring
think it
me
was
back
Sean.
my money.
His mic is on.
So, what are your goals? What are the goals for the game?
The goals for the game, as far as a team, or what we want to do as far as sales. I mean,
Well, I mean, next steps. What are the goals?
oh, so next steps. If we get funding, well, we're gonna add a lot more content to the game. We still haven't worked on the bots yet. We want to put in some AI as well, so that way when you're starting a match, you're not just by yourself. You can do something until a player actually hops into a match. We're going to be adding maps. We're going to be adding more game modes. We're going to be doing music.
Dang it, Wing.
What else, Travis?
Oh, I was just cursing Wing's name.
Oh, so I mean, there's tons of content that we still, are planning for in this game. We just, because of time constraints and lack of funding, we don't have the manpower to actually do everything right now.
Right. And that's kind of why we're doing this page. We're basically putting together a campaign. That's something that I want to do after I kill this guy. Sorry. But yeah,
Yeah.
kill a guy and make me happy, and then I can just keep going. So what's after? We obviously know we're gonna do the web page. You're getting a lot of streaming. We're gonna get more people on Discord, get more people playing, get some hype. You did a Kickstarter, learned a lot from it, which I think a lot of indie developers do. And you actually take that away as a learning experience.
Yeah.
So, that's one thing you can... I never count a Kickstarter failure as a bad thing. It's a lesson learned on marketing, crowd funding and things like that. So I think this is a great start, is getting in and getting play testers, getting some hype. I like that piece of it. So that's really, my answer for what's next would be, the crowdfunding and getting people fired up about the game.
Yeah, we've actually just released the crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo.
Yeah, I'm going to put the link or Indiegogo, all that'll be on the page.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it'll have your the website, basically all the material that we talked about. All right, what other map we want to show them? Let's
Do
talk
we
about
wanna
some
show
of the
the new
game
one, or-
modes.
Sure.
There's contract killers. I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff in here.
Well, the thing
you
is,
wanna
like, half the game modes, so, well, not half, but like a few of them, the ones with similar names, they're basically a separation of 2 teams and 4 teams. So you got Contract Killer, which is 2 teams, and then Contract Wars, which is 4 teams. And then you've got Headhunter versus Headhunters, which are 2 and 4 teams. So the contract ones are basically kind of like classic TDM, but with the extra thing where it's kind of like a bounty. The more you kill, the more money you get, and so the more worth the other team you are to kill. That's for the most part that one.
Okay. How many
And
maps
then-
did you say there were?
Maps 8. Or
8 maps.
Eight?
Uh,
Yeah.
This one that we're playing right now is actually in test.
7? Yeah, no, 8.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
not seen this map yet, and this looks really cool.
No, this is a new map. We just released this map last week for playtesting, so there's still definitely a couple bugs that we're trying to sort out on this map.
So, for
So then
each of
the-
you, anything you want to add that we haven't talked about?
Well, that's not what you were asking about the game modes. Did you want to go on with that or not?
So it's open format for you. Anything you want to talk about?
Well, we only touched on 2 of the game modes.
2 of the game modes.
We have about 4 others that
Okay.
differ.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
Let's see, I think after we did Headhunters, we moved on to Cash Grab, which is similar to a Capture the Flag with random placement, and that there's also a secondary objective that when a player dies, they drop the money. So it's not all about just grabbing the one objective. There's other ways for the team to win.
But
So
also
basically,
explain
what ends up happening is when you're playing these game modes, is that you don't necessarily have to be great at shooters. All you really have to do is know how to evade the guy and grab the money and bring it back to your base. And that's basically how you help your team out.
Yeah, I feel like you can be any role really. Whatever you're most comfortable with.
I'm
You wanna talk about
listening
the other-
and intrigued. I'm just trying to kill people at the same time.
It sounds a little complex just to describe it, but it's fairly easy once you actually play it. As you've
Yeah.
seen.
This is actually Headhunters. Which
Yeah.
but-
So Headhunter and Headhunters, since we haven't mentioned what that is where basically one player is considered a VIP, which means they have a little marker over their head. And that basically means if you can see them like on the screen, even if you're like you physically can't see them, if your character can see them, then you'll see a little marker on them showing you where they are. And so that VIP is basically worth a lot more points to your team when you kill them. And so when the match starts, the game picks a random person from each team to be that team's VIP. And then once they die, somebody else becomes the VIP at random. And then it just kind of cycles like that. And so you can still win by just killing everybody else, but you can win a lot faster if you keep killing the VIP. And obviously you want to be able to protect your VIP. So that's kind of where the team factor comes in. And so you have the choice of, do you want your VIP to hide? Do you want to move as a group? Do you want to have like a sniper spotting your people, etc.? Well, there's a lot of different ways that you can play that kind of thing.
Yeah, I just actually saw the VIP in the blue, or ours, and then it switched. Went over to the red team.
Yep, as soon as you die, somebody else.
Yeah, I didn't do
Awesome.
a very good job of protecting our VIP. I actually shot at her.
I'm still alive, don't worry.
Wow, shotgun does me no good.
You gotta get up close with the
That's, yeah,
shotgun.
you really need to be. Yeah, it drops off really quickly.
You want to talk about the next couple modes that we have?
Yeah, go ahead.
Tondo?
Next up, I think we worked on was King of the Bill, which is a take on your traditional King of the Hill. Hence the pun. The difference is that you don't just capture the spot. While you're sitting on the spot, you're actually accruing money. And then once the vault is, drained out, 0, the banks open up, and now it's a run for the bank. And make sure you don't drop the money that you just collected, or else you just collected it for nothing.
Are you like blowing up your mic?
So for that's probably one of our most frantic game modes, and it's really because there's so many different techniques that you could use to actually complete that. Because we have spawn switching, you as a team can send somebody over to their spawn or where their bank is located, and what'll end up happening is your team will end up spawning over there. So now they have to bring all that money back to the bank, but everybody's over there. And that kind of goes for pretty much all of the game mode, even the next one, which is cash grab.
No, we did cash grab.
Yeah,
our last
covered
game mode is
cash
Blood
grab.
Bank.
Who's echoing?
I think it's
I don't
actually
know,
when
somebody's
Razor has
got a
his mic down.
Do you think it's me?
Yeah, when you're talking and we're talking, we can hear double of us.
That could be. I don't know why. The stream's definitely muted.
Well, I think it's more we're just hearing ourselves through your mic.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's probably true.
As long as you're not picking it up, I think we're okay.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, because I've actually got the mic open and I'm doing push to talk on Discord. I know
So
that's
Bloodbank,
kind of
which is our
annoying
last
in a
game
stream.
mode.
All right.
So yeah, Bloodbank kind of plays out similar to Kill Confirmed, which you might be familiar with other games, and that when you kill someone, they drop the money. You have to pick that up, but then the only time to return that is when the banks open up at a certain period during the match, and then it's a rush to get all your kills confirmed at the bank before they shut back down, and then you're left vulnerable. Because if you die, you drop all the money that you've gathered up.
Tondo, why?
And so overall, it's like we have a cash theme in the game, and that's kind of what we used like as a form of payment and monetize
Instead of points.
Yeah.
Cash moves everything around me.
Cream, get the money. How are you able to do that?
I was one away from go and Tondo killed me.
You deserved it.
So I'm the VIP right now.
Yeah.
Right, so you can either try and hide to make sure you're not
Which
killed,
I am.
or go find some teammates and huddle up.
I tried. They ran away from me.
Ugh.
Oh.
Keep in mind when you're VIP, you have a huge indicator over your head. So it's really
when I
easy
got
to
on the
spot you.
roof.
Yeah, your guys' light character hasn't spawned in yet, so you guys don't have a VIP yet.
But did we get all the game modes?
Yeah, I think so. Is that all the game modes?
Yeah, that's everything. We have contract killers, we have VIP, our headhunters, then we have cash grab, which is our capture the flag like. We have the King of the Bill and Blood Bank.
Alright, and shooting food gives you health.
No, just picking up food gets you health. You don't have to shoot it.
I shot it. That's what I've been doing wrong.
Yeah, but we have plans for adding additional, like some of the additional features that we want to add are the ability to, once you kill a player, there'll be a percentage chance that that player will drop 10% of a 10% health pack. so that way you can continue to get your streaks and still live to get the 100% health pack, which is in the form of a hamburger and French fries.
It's a full meal.
Yep.
Full meal. I love it. I gotta say the graphic style is very unique. I like it. Reminds me of a couple other titles with the same type of graphics, and I like. I flip flop between first person and third person, so. But it ended, and I was VIP. Look, no kills. 9 deaths.
Hello.
You were focused.
I was, yeah.
Do you guys want to swap a map and game mode?
Yeah, I don't think Razor has played a Blood Bank match yet, so let's throw that one up so you can get an idea of what that's like.
All right, we'll do that. We'll stream it,
You
and
wanna
then
try
we'll,
the bog?
we'll end the
Yeah,
video for the webpage.
Cool, man. We appreciate that you're doing this for us.
Oh, it's fun, and you're still live, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, this is going out on Twitch, and then I'll move it over to YouTube.
Map should be up now.
So the idea behind this one is every time you get a kill, they're going to drop money. So you want to go and grab that because the only way to get points is to take that money back to the banks when they open up. Which I feel like is a more coherent explanation than I did last time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's what happens when you roll with a team.
Wow, that was a gang up.
I know.
Yeah,
Both of us. Holy
For the
cow.
most part, all of our game modes are pretty team-oriented game modes. And, we planned that from the start.
A lot of versatility. I love it. How long have you been working on this?
I think it's 2.5 years now.
Yeah, off and
Wow.
on, well, because we all couldn't work on it full time. We all can't work on it full time. Everybody has other gigs. Some of us have had multiple jobs. Just trying to continue to just make this game.
Well, it looks great for 2 years of development, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
What
Really-
engine?
really things-
What's the engine? Is it Unity?
Yes, we're currently
Okay.
using.
Which version?
5.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm gonna drop
New
for a
one.
while. I gotta
CB.
see you later.
Ugh.
You just literally walked right in front of me.
And you grabbed all that money.
Oh, dude. I was right at the base, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, how many developers are there total?
There's actually 5 total. The other 2 are not. They're actually at work right now. So,
Jeez.
our environment artist and our UI artist is they're both at work. B is our programmer. Tondo, Tondo kind of does a bunch of stuff. So does B. They all do. Pitches in whatever they don't know. They kind of figure out. For the most part. I've been doing level design for quite some time, but I kind of help out wherever I need to as well, doing audio. But that's what happens with a small team. You just gotta do what you have to do.
When
But
something
you
needs
learn
to
a
be
lot
done,
of
you just do it.
programming by doing graphic design, because that's what I did.
Protect me, Razor's Edge. Don't let him get to me.
Yeah, so
I'm out of bullets.
Don't let him
We
get to
actually
me.
have some.
I'm done.
We have devlog videos like from the inception, like back when it was just, me trying to come up with a proof of concept, and the game was way different compared to what it's now. I mean, over the past, I'd say about 6 months, has it really changed and started to take shape into what it is now, like, which is a little bit more fast-paced, fun. Controls are a little bit smoother, animations are smoother, new characters, and the art looks great. Like we've gone through and like really fixed a lot of issues that we kind of saw back when we first did our initial Kickstarter, where the game was pretty raw at the time, and still completely buggy. Now it's less glitchy, and there's definitely some bugs that need to be fixed, but that's how alpha is. I mean, we're still in alpha. We're not claiming that we're ready for.
Oh, but this is very playable. I mean, I've had a blast. I mean, from the second we started, I don't know how many hours ago.
Don't kill me. I'm one away from gold again.
I can't allow you to have that.
We're right now like in the process of trying to work on retention, or things that will definitely help us on the retention side. So that's why we're trying to get in the AI bots so that you can actually have matches without, if there are no players around, you can set up a match and then, players will eventually like hop in.
Right. That takes some time. That's a lot of work.
It does. And fortunately for us, B's been working on it for a little bit already. He just has to go back and finish off some stuff, but that's kind of his focus right now. We as a team, we kind of try to like get the community involved, and we do all of our changes through actual play testing. So if we put something in, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stay in game. And if something's like kind of a weird thing, we might just test it out just to see if it works with the game. But then we also talk to players, and if there's clamoring for a specific mechanic that we think might mesh well with the game, we definitely listen to them and put it reactive on our Discord. So fortunately we have a lot of players, like Wing here has just been kind of he's been pretty key on finding a lot of bugs for us. So
yeah, I'd like to do a shout to I don't see him anymore. He actually reached out to me on Discord. He was on the YouTube thread, or he hit me on Twitter.
Twisted?
Yeah, Twisted. I wanted to tell him thanks, because he actually is the one that reached out and told me about you guys. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, Twisted's been really he's been really cool. He's been bringing in a bunch of people from his community, and he actually found us through Alpha Beta Gamers, which is an indie game website. That they've brought in quite a few players as well. Like we've gotten in a lot of players from some YouTubers in Japan. Fields Food has been bringing in a lot of Japanese players. It's just been kind of tough because we were an English speaking team, and we don't really have anybody to try and communicate with them in particular. So we try to Google Google Translate everything. We try to do as much as we can, but because we don't have a really doing PR or doing a community, like a specific community manager dealing with that stuff, it's kind of hard for us, and especially since all we want to do is really kind of work on the game and finish it or get it to a certain state so that we can actually release it on early access.
Right. And it was kind of funny because I thought he was trying to get me to advertise his channel. I'm like, you got a ton of followers. You don't need me. I like how you have night and day cycle too.
Yeah. It makes a difference, man. Like, when you're running around at night, I mean, you can still see, but you know, depending on what clothing you're wearing, you can pretty much disappear unless you're a VIP. Then it'll be a giant icon over your head.
Well, I was hoping to be able to take some money back to the bank, but I don't think I'm going to get killed. But I get the concept, the circles.
Yeah. It gets pretty chaotic when there's a lot more players in here.
Oh, like earlier. Yeah, we had what? There was probably 8 per side.
Yeah, and there's like, I think the biggest groups that we had were like 17, 18 players. And we maxed out at 20.
Oh, is it 20?
So,
I was going to ask you that. How many per team? 20's nice. How's it handle?
I mean, with 18, it was fine. Like 16, it was fine. We weren't really having issues with frame rate. It's mostly just like ping, and that's because whoever's hosting the match is basically, we're going off of their internet, right? So
right,
we don't have dedicated servers at this point.
That comes with time.
Yeah. Like we're so like low budget with like everything out of our pockets.
Yep. Well,
So
I'll tell you what, I'm going to end the stream here. Everybody that wants the information, I encourage you to go to the website, check out all the Discord, screenshots, this video, put a couple trailers up. That was funny.
Ugh.
And we'll put the trailers up so you can get quick gameplays of some of their previous. You guys got some really good stuff up there, so we'll get the page done and we'll get some promotion and get some players. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, awesome, man.
And I definitely thank you guys for taking the time to do the interview. That was awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, everybody. So thanks for watching. Razor from razorsedgegames.org. You've heard from the What is the developing team? Do you guys have a name?
Yeah, we're Pig Dog Games.
Pig Dog Games. That's right. I love it. And the game is Misfits. So check them out. I encourage it. See you later.